In this video, you will learn 5 proven methods to elevate your presence and influence. This is crucial when you want to establish yourself as someone people can trust. Whether you're the leader of a small organization or doing business with prospective clients, having a good presence and influencing people to do something for you is one of the keys to success.
I just got invited to give the commencement address at Harvard this year.
That's amazing.
The methods we'll go over can work in your favor in an in-person setting as well as a virtual one.
If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be on your show.
It's good to have people listen to you when you have something important to say.
I don't have a college degree, but I do have a yacht. So I guess we're even education.
If you're having problems holding someone's attention, then these methods can work in your favor. Let's dive right in and talk more in detail about each of these 5 proven methods that you can put to good use as soon as today. Method 1. Mastering communication skills. First, let's talk about how important mastering your communication skills can be. Verbally communicating with people is only part of the battle. You're asking questions, making comments, addressing suggestions, and the list goes on. The other part of the battle is being able to listen to the other person. That's where active listening comes in. The purpose is to make sure there is a mutual understanding between the two. It is also important to pay attention to what they're saying, acknowledge it, and respond when appropriate. You can also take notes of what they're saying as a way to generate ideas for future conversations.
Don't do that. You don't do that to a man. He's got $1 million idea right here. Even better, let him flow.
They may be talking about a problem, and you can help them find a solution. You should also consider the idea of asking follow-up questions to what they're saying. This is another instance when you're letting them know that you're listening and that they have your undivided attention. You also need to be authentic in that regard. Because what you say verbally, your nonverbal communication, like your body language, will tell you otherwise. It's said that 93% of communication is nonverbal, and the remaining 7 is, well, verbal. And people will be able to tell the difference between you being interested in the conversation and being disinterested. When speaking to someone, it's important to maintain eye contact. That shows that you are listening, interested, and engaged. But at the same time, keep your ears sharp as they can give you key details that may help you keep the conversation going. One trick to use is mirroring. In the book Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, mirroring is described as repeating some of the words that they said. So if a friend says, "I got a new job in Chicago and will be moving at the end of the month," you can repeat it like this: "A new job in Chicago?" From there, they can continue on with the conversation, giving you more details. That is a good example of mirroring and active listening, both of which are effective when it comes to mastering your communication skills. Method 2. Building a strong personal brand. A personal brand is kind of an identity that is built about you and by you. What are your personal beliefs and values? What makes you unique from the others? These are just a few questions that determine your personal brand. You don't want to be someone who is bland and more the same compared to anyone else. A personal brand should be memorable in their own special way. Authenticity and consistency are 2 of the best building blocks to building a personal brand. First off, you need to show yourself as being the real you, not some kind of mask that you're donning or a mysterious person behind the curtain.
And why should we believe you? You got nothing left to lose?
When people communicate with a real person, they can trust them more than, say, an alter ego. Here are some strategies that you can try out in order to craft and maintain your strong personal brand. First, sit down and think about who you are as a person. What are the things that you hold to a higher value? Write those down. Next, come up with a mission statement about your personal brand. What is your initial aim in life, and how will you pursue it? Discuss the things you are not willing to do, like the things that will compromise your own values, or something that is out of step with your own brand identity. Following these will not only prove your authenticity, but it will show you that repeatedly doing it will prove consistency as well. Method 3. Networking and relationship building. If there's one thing that will elevate your presence and influence better, it's networking and building relationships. Here's the cool thing about this method. You introduce yourself to someone, talk a bit about commonalities, what you do, and anything that may be relevant to the conversation. Before going about your day, you make it a point to connect. You'll add someone to your network because they may become a personal friend of yours or a professional contact. They may have something of value that may help you fulfill a certain need. Your network can help you out in so many ways, and in turn, it can be useful to other people as well. For example, let's say you know someone who wants to buy a house in your local area. They're moving from another part of the state and want to get in contact with a realtor. Lucky for them, you know someone who can be able to help. From there, you can let this realtor know about the interest you receive from another person. From there, you build the connecting bridge between two people. This is what makes networking and relationship building a lot more effective. You have a strong enough relationship to trust that the other person to help out the others that you know. Keep in mind that other people may also offer you someone in their network to help you out with something. This is what makes reciprocity an excellent thing to have with this method. You help them out with something, and they'll do the same for you, and vice versa. However, one thing to note is don't always expect something in return. It's best to help someone out and just move on. Whether they return the favor or not, at least you put your network and relationship building to good use. Method 4. Developing expertise and authority. This method will make your presence and influence even better. You want to be someone who is viewed as an authority or an expert in a certain discipline. There is plenty of importance when it comes to being someone in a chosen area where you know what you're talking about. You walk the walk and you talk the talk. The important thing to remember is that experts and authorities in their respective areas are always leaning in crafting their skills. Make sure you do this on a regular basis as you keep yourself in the know regarding current and regular trends. Failure to do this and you risk yourself saying the wrong things or demonstrating something that may seem outdated. That alone will risk your presence and influence to be diminished. A great way to establish your authority and credibility is by answering questions about the topic. You can also showcase your expertise by various mediums. These can include YouTube videos, blog posts, social media, and so much more. If you're unsure how to answer it, admit that you don't have the answer. Be honest. The more prolific and visible you are in your area of expertise, the more people will perhaps reach out to you for any assistance they may need, especially if it's something you can offer them to help solve a problem. Method 5. Emotional intelligence and empathy. Our final method is having emotional intelligence and empathy. You want to know how the other person feels about things. At the same time, you also want to help keep your own emotions in check as well. One of the key elements to emotional intelligence is empathy. You want to let the person know that you truly feel for them, especially when you had your own experiences regarding an issue they may be dealing with. Even if you haven't dealt with what they go through, you can acknowledge how they are feeling. Give them a chance to express their feelings and address the issue. That way, it will give you a glimpse at how you can put together a solution for someone looking to solve it. In conclusion, these 5 methods will be useful in elevating your presence and influence. It's important to make sure you focus on other people that you're communicating with. While you have your own interests at heart, it is a good idea to find a way to address the self-interest of others. You may offer them something of value that will help them solve a problem, and if you are successful in that regard, it will make you someone who is trustworthy and knows what they're doing. And that alone can help you elevate your presence and influence with many others. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do, be sure to like it, subscribe to our channel, and finally, click the notification bell for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and take care.